Hello. Welcome to the Death Battle cast. We are the cast of Death Battle and so much more because we're joined by a very special guest today.
Noel.
Noel.
He's the best.
I'm Noel, but no, let's go to the most important one. Who's
It has been a while since you've been on the cast, Noel, but Destin Legarie is here. What?
Hello, everybody. Good to see you all today. It's really great to be here. I'm so excited, and I just gotta say, Chad, Ben, I really think you're onto something with this Death Battle show.
Could be something.
I think it's going places.
It could really turn into something.
You know, the jury's still out, but we're hoping.
Yeah, I mean, 10 years, it's not enough to really lock it down. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're still getting to the end of that pitching phase, but, we'll see what happens in the next 10 years.
Man, Destin, I'm so stoked to have you on the show. And just because I miss you. So I was like, this is a great opportunity for us to get to hang out. And it's all because you tweeted about who would win. Like, who do you guys think would win in a fight, Scarlet Witch or Phoenix? And then I was like, you want to come on the show and talk about it?
And I was like, heck yeah. Of course. Yeah, I was just like, there were all these tweets like, who would win, Magneto or Scarlet Witch? I'm like, she'd destroy Magneto. Like, who would actually be competition for Wanda, right? Because, Wanda and Vision was on and everything. And I thought Phoenix would be a good pairing. And apparently you guys agree.
Oh, I don't know. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. First of all, for those of you who aren't aware, maybe your more recent Death Battle viewers who just came on in the last few years, Destin, we used to work very closely with Destin, literally in the same building, way back when. Destin, you want to kind of catch people up on who you are and what you do?
Oh, wow. Yeah. So like 10, 11 years ago, we all worked together at ScrewAttack, of course. Then, you guys know what happened with ScrewAttack, but I did a show called Hard News, and I did a show called The Armory. I did a lot of reviews on ScrewAttack. I moved Chad's desk the first chance that I got out of my office.
It was a good day.
No, and like,
it was fun.
It was cool to be there for the early days of Death Battle and see just like you two really get creative about the fights and everything. And Ben, I believe your brother worked on some of the early episodes. Is that accurate or no?
I think you're getting it mixed up with Metal Gear Ben.
I was also on the hit show Metal Gear Ben. I played the villain, and it was really, really wonderful. But after that, after I was at ScrewAttack, I went over to a company in San Francisco, and it's called IGN. Maybe you've heard of it. And I've been working there for almost 10 years now, and I am a director there. So I deal with a lot of management stuff and behind-the-scenes stuff. I have a few series that I do over there, including a Destiny show where I talk about Destiny, and more recently, performance reviews where I take a look at the frame rate of console games and sort of talk about the tech there. And I'm a big old nerd, so that's also something everybody probably already knew as soon as they saw me on camera. So
I was so mad at you for not calling your Destiny show Destiny.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it was pitched, but no. Destin was actually, I believe, in the room when Ben first pitched Death Battle. It was, I think it was me, Craig, and Destin.
Well, So I kind of wanted to talk about that because Destin, if I recall correctly, you had a very big impact on the show very initially. I originally pitched Death Battle as, or the original version that I pitched was just something that I made by myself. And it was called Who Would Win, and it was just me talking about Boba Fett and Samus. And the intention was okay, this is the general idea of the show. We're gonna spice it up if everybody likes it. And after I showed off that to everybody, the four of us, Craig, Chad, me, and you, Destin, all got together in a room and started hashing out ideas. And if I recall correctly, you're the one who came up with Boomstick's name.
I'll take it. Yeah, I want my royalties. I need my 10 years of royalties. You just send that over to, Destin.
No. It definitely wasn't Destin. Never mind.
I was hoping that Chad, because you said the whole Destiny, I was hoping that Ben was going to say Destin's only contribution was he was like, you should call it Destin Battle. But then they're like, no, let's not do that.
And then that's what led us to Death Battle. There you go.
My contributions were you shouldn't do the fights at the end. It should just be all Ben, no Chad. Move Chad's desk further away.
All right. We've referenced it twice. I'll do the quick story. For those of you who don't know,
comedy in threes.
I don't think we need to give any context to it. It's just
we moved. So I got moved into the room where Destin was. And Destin is very particular about specific things. And he likes his space. And he was like, when we were moving the desk in there, because I was originally like so isolated by myself, he's like, no, there's not enough room. There's not enough room. It's already me, Corey, and Jose. There's not enough room. And then we moved it in there. And I guess it was bothering Destin one day. And I was either on vacation or I was on a trip for work. And I came back and he had moved my whole desk to the other side of the wall. Destin had a window right in front of him.
In my mind, this Chad was going to love this. He was going to have so much more space, and like he could do all his. Chad did shipping. Chad did all the shipping and everything, and I'm like, yeah, he's really going to like it. He didn't have a power outlet,
so he had to run an extension cord and tape it down around the wall just to get my desk power.
I set it up so nice, and I'm like, Chad is going to be so happy. Chad was not happy. Chad was not happy at all.
You know how social I am, Destin, and you just basically put me. All I can do is look at you through the glass. But I worked out there for a while.
Mistake.
And that was before we turned it into a hallway, right? That was when it was just like a big open room.
You're right.
It was just big and empty. Which I think was part of the reason, like, we weren't using that space for anything, right?
Yeah, and then we walled it off to be a studio, and then Destin threw an intern through the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of.
How easy was it to do that? Like, how much force are we talking to throw an intern?
Easy.
We were shooting some Halloween skit, and I sort of bumped him with my shoulder, and he hit the wall, and it made a significant dent in the plaster. And it's probably still there. Who knows?
Yeah, we were all. I think you guys were dressed up as zombies or something like that, chasing Chad. We were around.
We were running from Corey, who's playing the witch, and she let out that like the loudest scream to this day that I've ever heard. And it we weren't acting. We didn't have to act. We were all legitimately fleeing the sound. And Destin thought it would be funny to push Ryan into like the wall, screw the intern, I'm getting ahead of you. But he really gave him a good little push there, and Ryan just went straight into it.
Ryan thought it was so funny, and he had so much fun.
And so much safe.
And that dent remained there for the rest of her duration at that office.
Craig was so mad.
I like how before
it was like
the
right
show,
in front of the front door too. You walk in, it's right there.
The first thing is it's just the hole in the wall.
A peek behind the production curtain for all the viewers. Before the show, Sam's like, make sure you talk about the Death Battle stuff right away and don't reminisce.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he's telling me.
We're bad about it. It doesn't matter. Welcome to Death Metal Cast. We just do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. But, and like, I figured like we could honestly reminisce about the ScrewAttack days forever. So we'll probably do that in the post show.
Well,
but
wait.
We do have.
I can stay on the post show for a bit, but I'm getting my COVID shot today. They're going to inject all those nanites into my body and brainwash me, and keep me safe from COVID.
Yeah,
I actually just got that yesterday. I'm feeling the computer chips going through my bloodstream right now. It's pretty awesome.
Awesome, yeah. I cannot wait. Put it in my veins. I want it.
When is the software update?
Don't. No. Please get your vaccine if you can. It'll help everybody in the long run.
Absolutely. I'm being humorous. I hope that was conveyed.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to the community death battle then. The whole reason why we're here, I guess, the matchup between two of the most powerful, I guess, people in Marvel, or at least maybe they aren't. We'll see. So last week we broke our own format to argue which Star Wars trilogy was better, the prequels or the sequels. But today we're back to proper death battle mode with two of the most powerful ex-women in Marvel history. Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch, versus Jean Grey, Marvel Girl. All right, so here's how this is going to work. Chad, you're going to be arguing for Wanda, correct?
Yes.
And I will be repping Jean. It's our job to convince the jury to vote for our respective character through any means necessary. The jury consists of 3 seats: Noelle, Destin, and you watching. You can vote in the chat right now. If you're watching this live on Wednesday. But this isn't like a courtroom or anything. We're all part of the conversation, so you can chime in the chat. Destin, Noel, you can chime in, say whatever you want, take whatever side you would like to. It's just a big conversation. All right, and then also, if you are watching this live, you can vote. I actually did not check with Brian. #1 for one of them. Wanda, Brian, is that correct? Probably.
We'll get to it.
#1
you know, it's
for
going to
Wanda,
pop up in the chat here in a second
Gene.
when we see it. We'll have
you'll see it. If you're watching this on mobile. All right, so also stick around because we will have a sneak peek for the upcoming death battle in a little bit. Shadow the Hedgehog versus Ryuko Matoi is coming out next week, which is awesome. I'm very excited for it. It's going to be our first Sprite fight of the year. Destin, you know that little show we were talking about? We are in our 10th year anniversary for Death Battle, so we are like trying to make it a really cool year, right? So it's going to be a fun episode.
Congrats.
Thanks. But let's get to the opening statements.
Real quick. Before you guys start, I do need to put on my thinking mustache. So now you can begin.
Excellent. Okay. Just ready to bring in all that knowledge.
It's gonna really pull off my mustache hairs. Oh,
why do you have that?
I don't know. It's a problem.
I didn't know we were supposed to bring mustaches.
I didn't know we were. Yeah,
I just had it. I just had it back here, and I'm like, I gotta use it. I spent $5. Oh God, it's hurting. Can you hurry? It's hurting.
No, you got to keep it on now. You can't take it off.
Yeah, what are we doing again?
All right,
you guys. If you guys are listening to the audio version, this is that'll make a lot of sense.
Watch the video version to make more sense of it all.
I'm listening.
Chad,
someone gif that. Am I going first?
Can you start while I rework my brain from this?
Give me that timer. Ready? All right. Wanda's insane. She is absolutely ludicrously powerful. She can create force fields. Her bolts do insane amounts of damage to many things. She has reality warping powers. She has probability manipulation. She has done feats on an omniversal level. And she's actually tangled with the Phoenix Force before. And I'm going to save that for later because I don't know how Ben's going to argue against that one. By the time she really understood her chaos powers, she is a practically unstoppable monster that can say pretty much a couple words and change all of reality. So hats off to you, Ben. This is going to be I'd like to see how you deal with this.
Oh, I'm ready. Oh, I'm so ready. Bring up the timer. Let's go. All right. Look, on her own, Jean Grey already possesses incredible power. She's an Omega level mutant with near unlimited telekinesis and telepathy that can match Xavier on her best day. But when she bonds with the Phoenix form, she is one of the most powerful entities in existence. And if all of you know what the Phoenix is from or if all you know about the Phoenix is from movies and TV shows, or even the original two stories that are the most famous, you've barely seen what the Phoenix can do. Jean with the Phoenix can obliterate whole solar systems, match the power of elder gods, and alter time with the precision of a world-class surgeon and at speeds far beyond that of light. Even better, while the Phoenix Force has taken many avatars, Jean is its perfect match. She has absolute perfect control over the Phoenix, so much so that when it's divided and it's split into other people, which has happened multiple times, we'll get to that. I'm ready for you, Chad. She's able to control it from the other people and pull it out because she is the Phoenix. There's plenty more to talk about, but I'm not going to run out of time. But man, I'm ready. Let's do this. There's some awesome stuff that she's done.
So here's the thing that's hard with this one is I looked into a bunch of stuff and as I was going through, it's oh, well, okay, there's all these feats, but then it's then you get to the big stuff, and it's really hard for me to dig into a bunch of stuff because it's the big stuff is directly related to the Phoenix Force and how she's pretty much destroyed it before.
For Wanda?
Yes. So well, all right. So first of all,
hold on. Blah. I'm biting my tongue, but the only time she really destroyed it the Phoenix had to agree to be destroyed or whatever. And even then, it's ambiguous as to whether or not that actually came to fruition. So, by the way, thank you, AK Hill, for sending me a cheat sheet. I appreciate it because I studied pretty hardcore.
No, that's great. I love it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Destin's ready for this too.
the whole reason, the whole like storyline that happened when she was confronting the Phoenix is because she decided to be like, to float up into like space and then be like, no more mutants. And this was not just in her dimension or her universe. Her saying those words removed almost all mutants on an omniversal level, which is crazy. And so that got the attention of the Phoenix, which then came to like, you know, like do battle, right? Because they're kind of like this yin yang, the Phoenix Force and her is like her chaos thing. And so they go through a whole bunch of stuff, you know, back and forth, but eventually she says, she just has to say the words, no more Phoenix. And then it explodes. And in the author's note, it says it was erased from existence. But then there are comic panels that say, oh, well, it exploded and went all off into different parts of the galaxy. And then, of course, it's a very later regrown in an egg by Cyclops, because why not? But
yeah.
I mean,
so are you ready to lose? Because there's a problem with this whole M-Day thing. Like, everybody talks about Wanda rewrote reality, so she did it twice. M-Day is like, everybody talks about how she destroyed 90% of mutants, right? But even before that, she rewrote reality because Xavier was going to like potentially kill her because she was losing control of her chaos power. Mm-hmm. And then Quicksilver was like, hey, sis, Xavier wants to kill you. Maybe you should stop that. So she rewrote all of reality and made Magneto king. And then shit went down. Magneto realized what happened, killed Quicksilver. She went crazy. It was like, I fucking hate mutants. Kill them all. But there's a problem. That wasn't her power. So later on in comic book history, Marvel was like, oh shit, we might have made Wanda too powerful. So let's kind of retcon that story a little bit. Turns out Dr. Doom screwed everything up. It's all Dr. Doom's fault. Dr. Doom wanted to get access to something called the life force from the Earth. It's essentially just the life force of the Earth. It's exactly what it sounds like. So in order to do that, he's like basically Sorcerer Supreme number 2, right? In order to access the life force, he needed some kind of conduit essentially to get it. So he used Wanda for it. And Wanda had the power of the life force within her. That's what was causing her to lose control of her chaos powers. And that's what allowed her to do M-Day. Later on, Dr. Doom extracted the life force. Wanda can't do that. She can't do that normally.
I mean, you would say that Dr. Doom's a pretty smart guy, right? Mm-hmm. And he needs to know, like, he would be able to know, like, what her powers were, right? To be able to do that, right? The extent of her power. Great.
Well, yeah, what are you getting at?
Well, Dr. Doom once built a machine specifically designed to trap Wanda and suck all of the power from her. She blew the machine up and laughed in his face and said that the power he took from her was basically nothing. Like, was so little compared to what she has access to.
Oh, yeah. She could beat the shit out of Dr. Doom.
No, I'm not arguing that. But Dr. Doom, one of the smartest people, built this machine specifically designed to take her powers away and imprison her. And she blew it up like it was fucking nothing. And then just killed him.
But I feel like
absolutely she like kills his body, but then like condemns his soul to watch people forever, and he comes back somehow.
But I feel like I don't know Dr. Doom, Chad, as a bit of a straw man, because we're not talking about Dr. Doom versus Wanda. Wanda wins, right? Obviously.
Oh no, of course. What I'm talking about
Phoenix. We're talking about the personification of life and the concepts of both creation and destruction versus Wanda, who said some stuff one time and didn't actually kill the Phoenix, right? So, yeah, Dr. Doom loses. I agree with you, absolutely, even though he's a very smart gentleman.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like,
lightly.
He might have represented her in that retcon. I don't think she probably could have done that.
That literally happened. I'm not saying that he theoretically took the life force from her.
No, I know he did.
That literally happened, which means M-Day is not something she can just do. That's not really part of her repertoire normally. It's just that one little occasion. And unlike the Phoenix, she can't just access the life force. Also, unlike the Phoenix, she can't control it. It literally went haywire. She didn't mean to do half the shit she did with it. And I know a lot of people will say, well, wait a minute. The Phoenix, Jean Grey can't always control the Phoenix. Dark Phoenix, right? Like drives her insane or whatnot. Which the obvious answer to that is, well, okay. Dark Phoenix isn't Jean. Because that big story about how Jean Grey goes insane and blows up a planet or whatnot, Jean actually isn't in that story.
Oh, wait a minute. No, hold on. I remember reading something about this. Hold on. Sorry, the Life Force thing. I remember this.
Hey, it's me, Sam, your producer and ad man, and I'm here to tell you about an awesome service known as Gabby. Gabby is a insurance service that helps you pick the best insurance providers for you to save you money, and on average, they save their customers $961 a year, which is a crazy amount of money. Very, very good. So it's, I've done a handful of times where you go through the whole hassle of finding the best insurance for yourself, and you have to look at 20 different companies and go all over websites and stuff. And I'm about to have to do it again as my car insurance expires here in May, I believe. And now I can just go and use Gabby, and it does it all for you. What they do is you type in your account information for the current insurance you have, and they show you the exact same coverage for the 40 top insurance providers, like, Progressive and Nationwide and all those people. So you get to see the whole spread of insurance possibilities you might get, and you just get to pick the best, most affordable option for you and save some money. Like I said, that is how their average customer saves $961 a year. It's a crazy amount, and it is awesome to keep it in your pocket rather than giving it away. So, and the nice thing about it is even if you can't find a way to save yourself some money there, they don't try and sell you anything. They just say, hey, good job. You saved money and you're good at insurance. High five, bud. And that's that. Plus, and I'm talking seriously here, they have put it in all caps, made it bold, and underlined it. They never sell your information, so you don't have to worry about, extra robocalls and spam calls and stuff like that from using the service, like you might see with other services on the internet. So, nice peace of mind there. If you're overpaying for a car and home insurance, which you probably are, see how much Gabby can save you. It's totally free, and there's no obligation. So go to Gabby.com/cast. That's Gabby, Gabi.com/cast. Gabby.com/cast. Go save yourself some money. Check it out. It's an awesome little service.
There was a later issue that stated that it was Wanda's chaos magic that allowed her to change reality on an omniversal scale.
Through the life force. Yeah, I mean, the life force later, combined with the chaos magic.
Hold on, I'm pulling up the thing.
So my question is, for this particular compelling arguments, does she have access to this live stream? Or are we just saying no because of this of that retcon? Or are we counting that as applicable?
I think it would be a little strange to give her Jesus, the fucking mustache. I think it would be a little strange to give her the life force. Because it wasn't achieved on her own accord. She didn't even really know what it was, and it drove her insane. It caused her to turn Vision evil, which then led to Vision getting killed, which then made her get even more crazy in the head, and Xavier had to basically put her down. I don't know. Like, even if you gave it to her, I feel like Phoenix still wins anyway, though, because Phoenix has total control over the Phoenix Force. What I was saying earlier with the Dark Phoenix, that Jean wasn't the Dark Phoenix. The Dark Phoenix took her form because Jean was just so perfect to the Phoenix. So Phoenix was like, oh shit, she died when they flew into the sun. Actually, she fell to Earth and was buried underneath Jamaica Bay, healing up. But because she was quote unquote dead, Phoenix was like, I'm going to take her form and just be Jean. And then she couldn't control her own power, went crazy.
Ben, this is great. They retconned the retcon. they straight up did.
This is new.
There's a flashback panel when they're talking about this event. And it says she may not have been in her right mind when she said it, but still it was Wanda's and its bold power that made it happen. Her chaos magic also bolded, rewrote the natural order of things.
I mean, it did. through the life force. I don't think that necessarily.
No, that's the
retconning
the retcon. They bolded chaos magic. You can't give me that.
That's like saying Jean's telekinesis ripped apart a planet while she was Phoenix. Like, it was still her power, but it was through the power of the Phoenix.
But
like,
they didn't say with the addition of the life force in her control. Like, they specifically
she's never done anything like that again. She just doesn't have that power. And regardless, I don't think that actually matters because because Jean is so tied to the Phoenix Force, she can achieve its final form, which is not Green Suit Phoenix. It's not Dark Phoenix. It's White Phoenix of the Crown. So Brian, can you bring up? We're kind of skipping to my last image and my final thing here, but can you bring up Jean number 3? Jean can control all of time and space just on a whim. Not only can she control it, she can just sort of read it. The White Phoenix Force basically just tells her, this is what's going to happen in the future, and this is what happened in the past. How do you want to affect it? And she just says, let's do this. And it happens. So if she wanted to, she could just say, Scarlet Witch never was born, or Scarlet Witch never got chaos magic, or Scarlet Witch just dies instantly.
Yeah, so my whole thing is like,
go ahead.
The Phoenix Force is able to control what she does, and she's very in control most of the time. When the Phoenix loses control, she just destroys universes, right? When Wanda has lost control once and she ended mutants, and the Phoenix said, "Nah, I'm going to make some more mutants." So the fact that these two are so intertwined with their abilities, it really, really is just interesting to sort of discuss everything that has happened. And seeing the image that Ben just brought up and the fact that she can just sort of pick and choose what happens lends me to believe that, yeah, Phoenix wins this fight. Now, I know Wanda's the popular one right now because of the TV show and everything.
No. So it's interesting because Wanda can pretty much do that with her reality warping powers too, and she can also control time. But let's say that they're both on the plane and can do that, and she can do that. But because of Wanda's probability manipulation, she could literally stack the odds in her favor that she would be able to do that first.
She has to cast spells in order to do that, whereas White Phoenix can you're done. Like, she can just think it and it's over.
Yeah, but I mean, her probability manipulation is pretty much just her thinking it too.
I think
it happens pretty much instantly.
Well, in the television show, her first probability was not setting off the bomb, right? So I think it's a little bit more nuanced than I can probability you not bleeping me out of existence. I don't think it would work that way, but I don't have a pure understanding of how that
to do it
works.
First.
I think we're sort of entering I mean,
that's we'd have to really
they're both at reality warping powers that can both pretty much change each other fundamentally.
When did she affect time?
What? Oh, here, let me pull it up.
You mentioned she affected time.
Which while you find that, Chad, I will say I completely showed up unprepared. I'll have to consult with the thinking stash. I was gonna spend the next 30 minutes just futzing around and just talking and bullshit, but you guys came super serious, so now I really need thinking stash to really pull a clutch with this one. I'm gonna need to tell you.
I want to know what's in your head right now.
More. I brought props though.
I brought a bit. That's what I brought.
I want to know what's in your head right now, Noel, because any argument fits. Yeah. It doesn't have to be some super serious thing.
Yeah, I mean, my brain has exploded, so I'm really, really relying on thinking stash for this one. This is where it's gonna have to.
Who are you leaning towards right now? Do I need to convince you more?
Dad needs some backup.
I mean, yeah,
Destin coming at me, but I feel confident in mine. Oh, by the way, guys, if you are on mobile, you can use #1 for Wanda or #2 for Wrong.
Good call. Yeah.
I mean,
I would like to understand this probability thing a little bit more. In terms of how she can sway things to her advantage, because it does kind of feel like, especially from the TV show, which is not the good gauge of everything, that she can kind of make it happen in her favor. But how far does that probability thing extend to? So I don't know, that's my first question.
There's also, and Wanda manipulates time in the fact that she can basically do what she wants. She can freeze time, slow time, speed up time, things like that.
She can't rewrite time, which is what the White Phoenix can do.
I swear she's done something.
Game, set, match. I'm good. All right.
No, because Ben, I didn't want to have to go here. I didn't want to have to go here.
Uh-oh.
But because it's
Trap
so
card.
fucking complicated. But you know, the House of Ideas.
Oh boy.
I don't want to. I know. I know. It's so much.
Okay, go for it, because I do have a counter to that too.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Called the
there's
White Hot Room.
basically. I don't want to go through it all, but there's evidence. There's the theoretical evidence that she has access to the House of Ideas. She's actually protected herself and her friends by shielding them from the House of Ideas. The House of Ideas is, how do I describe it? The theoretical thoughts of existence on the whole universe, but it is like fourth wall breaking. So it's technically all Marvel writers' ideas exist as a power as well as fans' ideas. It's stupid. It's
She doesn't have
stupid.
access
Like, I
to
can't.
that though. Like
Here's
she
my
can't just
argument.
like
It's
break the
stupid.
fourth wall. Like she doesn't have access to controlling the Marvel universe outside of the comic book. Like
But
that's
she
not a thing
blocked
she
it.
has.
She blocked the concept of her own existence and creation, and every fan thought about her.
Huh.
When?
So
when did she do this?
okay, hold on.
Because I don't think that's right. Like Animal Man kind of thing. Like
So, Chad, I will say this. So I'm reading more about Wanda, and I think you covered off on her strongest ability, and it's not her ability to, manipulate probability. It's the chaos magic, because chaos magic is her real strength, and that is the ability that Wanda has that puts her on par with the Phoenix Force. So Wanda can say no more mutants, but Phoenix is like, no, I'm going to make more mutants, and they can sort of mess with each other, and that's where they constantly butt heads. So to me, I think if you're going to argue that Wanda is more powerful, it's chaos versus life, basically. And I would argue that sort of both of those things are a little bit intertwined. And that's where we get into this debate about who is the most powerful, because you're dealing with concepts of, emotion or concepts of even reality when you're talking about what is life, what is chaos, and where do those abilities end. So that's my thought on
this is a
Wanda.
tough matchup because these powers are like yin yang to each other, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Following that up, Noelle, do you have any additional profound thoughts that you would like to
No. Not at all.
I just
I
sent
am
Brian a link
stuck.
so he can pull up the panel.
Brian, let's go to the panel. Get off of me. Let's go to the panel, Brian. There's no need to go back to. I'm just thinking.
Oh my God, I love it.
It was Agatha all along. That's what's in my head right now. Is the song? Is the
What did
Good
you
song.
think? Okay, what is this? What are we looking at?
So this is everyone getting literally blasted by the House of Ideas as a power. And in the bottom left, you see, we've no time to mourn our losses. Quickly, Wanda weaves a protection spell over those of us who remain. It can only defend it. It can only. It's only defense. It can only shield us, not advance us.
Did the
But
House
she
of Ideas
basically-
come up with that belt buckle? Because what's up with that?
So again, this is the power of
topic?
all. It transcends creation because it's the ideas of the existence of characters that goes past. And again, it's literally like fan fiction technically exists in the House of Ideas. So
That's it?
yes, it's
Okay.
the House of
So-
Ideas sucks, dude. It's the stupid. It's like the
Because the House of
I-
Ideas
Chad's
is
ace in
where
the
the one
hole.
above
Sorry,
all resides. Like it's God's house, basically. But like,
This is
I mean, the
really
whole-
interesting.
yeah. I mean, this goes back to what Destin was saying, though. This is basically creation versus destruction that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, Chad's ace in the hole is the House of Ideas transcends comics and affects us in reality. Because the
It's
House
more
of
than us in
Ideas can
reality.
manipulate us and just, change whatever they want, basically utilizing that concept. And that is a power that's akin to Wanda. Am I correct in that, Chad?
let me read it real quick. The House of Ideas is the core of all reality and the birthplace of all that was, all that is, and all that yet may be. It is the dwelling space of the one above all, the ultimate creator of everything. And within this place, infinite stories are born, and thoughts and ideas can take physical shape. The House of Ideas has many entry points. One of them, blah, 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 blah. God, there's a lot of writing here.
Well, regardless, even if it does control all of reality, that doesn't mean Wanda can control all of reality. That just means she can block it from affecting her. Thing is, she's affecting a physical wave that's attacking her and her friends, right? I mean, White Phoenix can just pop over to her own dimension, her house, which is the White Hot Room. It's just a dimension of white heat. And from the White Hot Room,
that sounds like
it's
a strip
big old
club.
song.
Okay, like,
I know,
it sounds like a strip club.
I know. I didn't make up this word. I didn't make up
What's
this
the
place.
problem, Chad?
Yeah. So she hangs out at an interdimensional strip club. Is that an issue for you?
No, that's fine.
All right, cool.
That's wings.
So when
hers.
she goes to an
owns it.
interdimensional strip club, it automatically heals her, fully empowers her. It's where the Phoenix basically resides. And she could just affect all of time and space from there. She doesn't even need to be there in order to like screw up Wanda. She could just be hanging out in her own house. Do a little thing, do a little time manipulation, and then she wins.
I found the fan fiction line, by the way. There's a panel. Everyone's any hero who was ever marveled at, written unconsciously by the collective minds of their true believers and archived here for all eternity.
Bespoke Post, Box of Awesome. Y'all might have heard about this one from us before. They've been kind enough to sponsor the show throughout the years, and they're still making awesome collections for guys that are guaranteed to upgrade your life. And yeah, I mean, they're just always adding new stuff to the store, always making cooler boxes, and always providing dope stuff you can pick up. So whether it's showcasing pieces or, getting some stuff to help you level up your indoor hosting skills, or, some cozy accoutrements for your living room so that you have more of that juega feel, Box of Awesome or Bespoke Post is just a great service, and they're going to send you stuff from style and grooming goods to barwares. And I've probably talked about the cocktail kits a lot because, well, I do like a nice cocktail. But right now, I noticed they added a new men's grooming kit, which is kind of right up my alley because I'm trying to keep my beard a little more kempt rather than the homeless, not so chic version I had a few months ago. Yeah, they just got awesome stuff. They make good products. And to get started, you can take a quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right boxes for you. They'll suggest a handful and be like, hey, we think you might like this stuff. And they release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. It's free to sign up. You can skip a month or cancel at any time. And each box costs only $45, but has over $70 worth of gear in it, so you know it's a good deal. Plus, you get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code BATTLECAST at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com with code BATTLECAST for 20% off your first box. Check it out. Great service. They got cool stuff. You'll like it.
But reading
Alex
into
is
it,
stupid, man. I love him, but God.
So one thing, Chad, reading further into it, Wanda has a connection to the House of Ideas. She isn't the House of Ideas. She doesn't own it. It is a thing that exists within the Marvel Universe. So one could potentially argue that maybe Phoenix could somehow access the House of Ideas. So that would, again, put them at parity. The White Room, or the White Hot Room, right, Ben? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
With the best wings in
That
town.
is owned by Phoenix. That is Phoenix's thing, right?
Mm-hmm. She can go there whenever she wants.
Yeah. So to me, again, I'm leaning back towards the Phoenix wins this fight. It's such an interesting fight because, like Ben pointed out, it deals with life and destruction at the end of the day.
So I want to do a shout out to Akil PDX, who tweeted at me. So like, this is where I'm getting the House of Ideas stuff from because he really went into this. And okay, if you really want to go, there is theory that she actually has a connection to the House of Ideas because
we're not getting into theory here, Chad.
No,
we gotta go with the facts.
It's in the author's
notes. It's 12:41. We gotta wrap this up.
Right, well, it's in the author's notes.
Theory.
And then the author stated on Twitter that during the story planning meeting of Avengers No Road Home, they talked that Wanda did have a connection to the House of Ideas, and that's why she could affect change on such a massive level. she can tap into the House of Ideas,
by that
and that's
same
why she's
argument, we could say like the Phoenix has that connection because she can also affect change on such a massive
Listen,
level. Like,
I feel that they're both at the level where they can just rewrite reality and whatever the hell they want.
Exactly. This is a
And that's
matchup
why-
that is not easy to decide. So
And that's why I'm going back to probability manipulation, because she can then tip the odds that she could do it first.
You know what?
I have an important question.
I got this. I'm
for
sick
Ben
of this.
and
I'm
Chad.
sick of this. Who punches harder? Like, what happens? Like, I just want to know that. Who can kick the
Definitely
hardest?
Gene.
Gene, well, yeah, because
Gene has fucking martial
Wanda
arts training. And Wanda's just kind of
Wanda
there.
doesn't punch. She just she zaps people or throws them through shit. Like, she doesn't need to punch.
Who throws an intern through a wall the fastest and the hardest? That's all I want to know. It's Destin. That's what it is.
All right. Let's wrap this up because clearly, like, there is no clear answer. But we're still gonna leave it up to you guys to let us know what the clear answer is. All right. So if you have not voted yet, go ahead and do so. We will come back to this. I want to spend a little time thinking about these arguments that Chad and I have presented, as well as, thank you for your support, Noel and Destin, for Phoenix, of course. But we will get back to this and get to the vote. But first, it's time to talk about what's going on.
Dude, time flew.
I know.
I did not
there's a lot
realize
to
we were
talk about.
arguing for that long. I didn't even look at the clock.
So, real quick, there are 3 things that I want to touch on in a very short amount of time. So I want to try to hit it. But the most important one, I think, is Destin. How are you doing, Destin? What have you been up to?
Oh, just becoming a dad.
Yep.
That's what I've been really, really laser focused on, obviously, for the last 6 weeks. And man, that little guy is just awesome. And yeah, I'm back at work. I work at IGN full time, so I've been doing that. But that is the big change in my life as of late. My son's name is Daniel. He is adorable and amazing. And Chad, I can't even explain how much I love that little guy. You have 2 kids. You have 2 kids, and
yeah.
People have tried to tell me before, when you have kids, you just can't explain what that is like, that connection and that care that you have for a little one, right? And now I get it. And you literally, you can have the worst day with your kid, and then all they have to do is just give you a smile, and you're like, all right, you can pee on me for another week. That's fine.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Just wait until they get to the age when they start doing stuff like taking an interest. Like, you took an interest in this thing. I want to support this interest. Yay, you did a cartwheel, or whatever. Or you just get home and they're happy to see you, and you're just like, yes, this is awesome. But then get ready, because there's some stuff coming your way. And if I could give you one recommendation, Destin, stop at 1. Stop it.
My wife and I have talked about it. We're like, yeah, we're good. 1's enough.
April and I said that too.
I will ask, okay. I judge parents and how they love their children based off of how clean they think their kids' hands are at that moment. Like, if you, Chad, for you specifically,
that is very specific.
If your kid would to hand you a piece of food and was like, "Daddy, I want you to eat it," but then you're like, "Okay, cool," and then you go to grab it and they're like, "No, let me feed it to you." How dirty do you think your kids' hands are at that time? Because that's all I worry about. To me, kids are just these gigantic magnets of germs, and I'm just like, oh god, get away from me.
I mean, you never know, dude. At any given moment, he could be fine, or you could have just gotten into some stuff. I don't know.
Little kids sneeze directly in your mouth, so giving me a little bit of dirty food.
Oh, dude, that's happened so many times.
Whatever.
You're just picking them up and carrying them, and then you look at them, and then you just straight into your mouth. Logan, the other day, he's been really enjoying the just spitting, so I've been trying to quell that down. And then the other day, I don't know, he's running away from me or something. He's trying to grab something he shouldn't have. So I got him. And we're okay, buddy. And then he just spit into my face, just straight into my face. And I'm oh my god,
what is it called? A spittoon? You got to get him one of those old timey cowboy things. So he just goes there.
What's up with the marketing around babies? They show all these videos where they're sleeping peaceful at night, and they're so cute during bath time. Oh, that's a lie. That's not true at all. Here's my son at night, about that loud all night long. And people are like, Destin, why do you look so tired today? I'm like, anybody who told me babies are quiet and they sleep all the time, you're a liar.
Yeah. Maybe your baby did. You can get one that sleeps a whole lot. And so, Yeah, but I was not.
Let me
so
ask you
fortunate.
too, if this is a thing specifically for Chad, since your children are many months old. I remember talking to Mace, like John Mace, and he was saying that for their birthdays, for your children's birthdays, it's really more of a celebration for you as a parent. Because even though it's their life, you're still kind of like, congratulations to us for keeping you alive for another year. Like, do you kind of like embrace that same where on your kids' birthdays you just get super trashed as well? Because it's just like, it's a celebration for us as parents.
Oh well, when they're really young, then yeah, it's just like whatever, like they like the baby's 1 or 2, like they're not gonna remember this. So it's like, then it's like your adult friends come over and like, hey, it's the birthday, like they ate the cake, let's all drink and have fun. But then when they get older, like Kira, it's like when it's her birthday, like it's her birthday. It's all about her. Yeah. So
as it should be, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, so that's Destin, you were talking about the marketing or whatever. And that's the thing too, is like there are so many parents that just tell like the wonderment and magic, like you were saying, Destin, right? About like, oh, and they look at you and like all this stuff is like, yeah, all that stuff is great. But like if you only talk about that and you only see like the commercials and stuff, like you don't have a realistic picture about what you're getting into, which is why I try and be super real and tell all the crazy stories about what it's like having children on podcasts and things, so that people are prepared should they choose to go down this journey.
Go hang out with kids for a little bit, for like a day or two, and babysit somebody's kid if they're looking for.
Oh, but kids are totally different with strangers.
Really
different.
Well, anyway, 100%. The point is,
literally, Kira told me the other day when she was like just really being pissy and not wanting to do virtual school, and she was just really acting out. And I was like, Kira, would you act this way with your teacher? She goes, no, I'd be embarrassed. And I was like, then why are you acting this way with me right now? She's like, you're my dad. I'm not embarrassed of you. Like, she said it so like, I'm not going to give you the same respect I show a stranger.
I have a question for Destin. With you being a new father, what is probably the most recent, newest thing that like has happened with your child where you're just so shocked that you're like, what? So like in my head, to give you an example, I always think of like, if a baby poops, you're almost kind of like, oh my God, what did you eat? I actually fed you. But what is all this coming out of you? Has anything weird, like super shocking, surprising that they've either done or they just have these interesting tendencies? Like what you said about the way he sleeps, he makes all these crazy sounds. What's something weird that just caught you off guard, I guess, being a new dad?
Well, I mean, if you want to get real, the scary thing was his bilirubin levels were sort of high. And that was like a real scary thing because jaundice in children is something you really got to watch out for. So that was a real scary thing. But a more positive thing is we were told that the reason that he's sort of fussy and everything when he's really young is because he's actually the doctors think he's probably going to be smart. So he just wants as much information as he possibly can. And that means it's going to be more work for us, but hopefully it means like in the long run, he's like a really intelligent kid. And then the other one was, I swear to God, he talks to us. You'll be holding him and you'll just say something. And then it's almost like he's responding. Maybe that's just me, like with having an interpretation of what's going on between me and my son. But it's really, really like that's the stuff that's just absolutely incredible. And that's been surprising to me. I just expected him to sleep all the time and change his diaper. Oh, you want to know what's surprising? I love how he smells. Like, I don't care about
he
his
has that
poops.
new baby smell.
Yeah, he has that new baby smell.
It's like a new car
smell.
smell.
Totally fine.
It's a real thing.
Our son's breastfed. So like a breastfed baby typically doesn't have stinky poops and everything until they start eating solid foods. So like for the first year, he just smells great all the time. And I thought I would really have a hard time with the diaper changes, but I don't care. I'm just like, yeah, I'll do everything.
Dude.
Yeah, I don't care.
You get so used to it. That's the most surprising thing that I think is like how like when you are leaving the hospital, you were like, I am not prepared for this.
Yeah.
How the fuck am I going to take care of a human? Right. Like that's right. And then you just like even like, cause I was even like beforehand, like somebody was like, you want to hold my baby? I'm like, God, no. Like, I don't want to like, what if I dropped it? Or like, I don't want to be responsible for that. And then like, you get you're just, like there's this parental instinct where you're just like, I have to keep this alive. I have to do, and it just like, then it becomes nothing. And so then it's just like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like picking up the kid, and you're like, here, catch. It's like the changing of the diapers. At first, you're like, I don't know, this is gross, and then it's just like, oh yeah, here it is again. Oh, there's poop on my hand. Whatever.
Yeah.
My last question is, how fast or slow did you drive on the way home? Like, are you literally like, oh my god, 10 and 2, driving 5 miles an hour? You have the little like baby on board thing on your back window. Like,
oh no, I
like
did normal speed, because if you've seen car seats today, especially infant car seats, it's like their own little fucking fortress. Like,
yeah.
Might as well be a mech suit, basically.
I'm in a little
in the seat.
Well, on that note, congratulations, Destin. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
It's so cool, and it's crazy to see how far so many of us have come in so many years. It's really interesting looking back on that. But we do need to get to the sneak peek of the upcoming death battle. So let's go ahead and show off a little bit of the upcoming Shadow the Hedgehog.
People are gonna be so mad.
Who cares? Ryuko, maybe we should...
Oh, yeah?
What? That episode looks awesome.
It does.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten to like the really cool stuff of the fight either, because like Luis and his team took a lot of inspiration from the Studio Trigger animation style from Kill la Kill. And so later on in the fight, things get wild, and it's awesome. I can't wait for y'all to see it. Shadow vs. Ryuko airs next week, this Sunday for first members, and then Monday on YouTube. Hope you guys can tune in to check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, and I wanted to kind of get to some thoughts about WandaVision, but we're running out of time, so maybe we'll do that later. But let's go ahead and get to the community death battle. So real fast, as always, I want to bring up answers from you guys that you let us that you said on Twitter, letting us know who you think should win between Wanda and Jean. So let's go ahead and bring up the first one.
All right, this one comes from the Average Crusader. If we're taking both characters at their peaks, Wanda takes it. The House of M event alone is enough to show that Wanda can beat Jean. And for those who may be confused, this isn't Wanda versus the Phoenix Force. It's Wanda versus Jean. If Jean dies, the fight is over.
But no, he doesn't.
I mean,
Jean
that's
is
not
the
what
Phoenix
we said.
Force, so it doesn't really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
well, kind.
All right, let's go ahead and bring up the other answer.
All right, Gabriel Thomas says, if we're dealing with them at their peaks, then Jean should win. With the Phoenix Force, Jean was powerful enough to hold the entire universe in the palm of her hands and change it with a thought. Calling her Phoenix means they're using her with the Force, not on her own.
I have a question about that one. For that panel, did she hold the universe or all the universes and all the permutations of universes in her hand? Or was it just that particular reality?
It was that particular reality.
So
which had already been kind of messed with previously.
Yeah. One of the core arguments about Wanda's power is always that she can manipulate all realities, not just one. So it's a good point, but it is something that would have to be considered in the final outcome, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is why Wanda wins.
But
can
again,
I ask you a
that was
question
with the
as
Life
a fan
Force.
to Ben and Chad?
Sure.
Would you ever have a draw? Is this
Like
a
a serious
potential
draw in Death
scenario?
Battle? No, we would try to find a way around that. This would be
Unless
difficult.
there was no
this one would
way.
be difficult.
Like Segata versus Chuck was like such a joke episode because we were using both of their like hyped up things about them that it was just like we were like, there's no way we can settle this.
We've never done a draw that wasn't intended to be a draw from the get-go.
Yeah,
We've never done that. We've never done a draw that wasn't intended to be that.
I'd say the closest you could get was the Metal Sonic. winning, but that was just
Yeah, but
weird.
that's also,
but that was
like-
actually from research that we were just like,
That was from research. That's also old school death battle. I don't think it would go the same way if we did it today. But
would
anyway,
would Goomba still win? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that one. Oh yeah, that one was a draw, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a draw. Yep.
I'm not really sure what we would do with that one if we did it again. All right, if you have not gotten your votes in, do it right now. We are going to go through the votes of the jury to find out who wins this community death battle. Destin, who are you leaning towards? Are you going to pick Wanda? Okay, Phoenix, great. Actually, great. Yes, thank you. That was a vote for my guy.
Yeah, I was like, what? Come on.
Yes, one vote for Phoenix. Noel.
Of course, he doesn't support
I'm
me.
gonna have
so
to
I
go
moved my
to Think and Stash for this. I am liking the argument of the like destruction versus life scenario, and then thinking about like the probability as well as Phoenix being able to pick and choose. It just feels to me, as much as I would love to go Wanda, it feels like it's just a slight hindrance or annoyance for Phoenix. Like Wanda would do something and Phoenix can just kind of undo it, or so that we were talking about, being new dads and stuff. So I'm going life with this one. I'm going with Phoenix.
What the hell?
I love it.
Come on.
Hey, that sounds legit to me.
Well, maybe
Think
the
and
chat
Stash
actually knows the correct answer.
All
Let's
right.
see.
Let's go ahead and bring up your votes.
All right, the poll has ended.
No!
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
How
wow.
can Chad be so incorrect in their
Okay.
assumptions? It's because of the TV show. They're just like, I like the TV
Oh,
show.
no.
I'm voting Wanda. There hasn't been a
Two-
Jean Grey TV show. Man.
Too bad
Chad
it's still
wins.
2-1. Phoenix wins.
Doesn't matter. As I feel that I win as long as the chat is on my side. So
Yeah,
the show is so good though. WandaVision is such a great show.
that's great.
Wait, I will say this: MCU versus Fox. I'm giving it to Wanda in that regard. But if we're leaning that way, Wanda wins, in my opinion.
Well, Phoenix is also. I don't know if anybody here. I don't know. Did anybody like the new Dark Phoenix movie? Newish.
Nope. No.
It was
Eh.
it had
No.
moments.
I don't even remember if I watched it.
You probably watched Apocalypse and didn't know it. Yeah, you just kind of like. watched the other one
don't
before.
worry. I'm not watching Apocalypse for a second time.
I didn't even mention how the Phoenix has fought Galactus multiple times. Anyway, all right. So normally at this point we would like introduce the next community death battle because of the new like format or whatnot. We're still working on that one, so stay tuned to Death Battle's Twitter. We will be posting the next community death battle later on this week, and then we will do the same thing that we've been doing recently with this big ol' argument. Sometimes it's like a super serious argument like we had. I mean, I guess it was super serious, like really in-depth argument like we had today. And other times it's about who would bone the other one, like when our previous show with Tara and Greg, which was fun. You never know what you're gonna get with Death Battle Cast. Very interesting show these days. All right, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for participating in the chat and voting if you're watching this live. Destin, thank you for being
thanks
here.
for being
So
on, man.
good to see you.
Yeah,
Well,
it was really,
you're cool too.
really fun.
I'm
Even
cool
if you
too.
betrayed me.
I'm cool. I got
I-
thinking stash. I got props in a bit. So
I appreciate that you kept it on the whole time as long as you could. That was great.
Do we want to rerun the preview as we leave?
Yeah, sure. We can rerun it at the very end. So
Case
before we
they
do
missed
that, though, we'll be kind to others, be kind to yourself, be awesome. We'll see you next week. Let's run that sneak peek one
Bye.
more time.
Hey! You cut me off, asshat!
Who cares? Ryuko, maybe we should.
Oh, yeah?